The highly anticipated 2025 Ford Expedition is starting to hit lots all around the country, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. Ford is bringing it with this redesign on a well-known model, and it is sure to turn heads on the road. Whether you're looking to take the family off-road or just look really cool in the school pickup line, the 2025 Ford Expedition has something for everyone. Hey everybody, I'm Allye with Jeff Belzers, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new 2025 Ford Expedition. The Expedition comes in two sizes, Expedition and Expedition Max, with the difference being that the Max is about 12 inches longer than the standard Expedition. Obviously, Ford has changed a lot about the 2025 model year for the Expedition, including its trim levels. The standard Expedition is available only in Active, Platinum, Tremor, and King Ranch, and the Expedition Max is available only in Active, Platinum, and King Ranch. Starting with the front, the 25 Expedition gets a refreshed grille design and a new full-length light bar on the grille on some trims. With the Tremor, you and the family can really do some exploring with these standard 33-inch grabber tires, lifted suspension for 10.6 inches of ground clearance, and powder-coated assist steps. The Tremor trim comes with 18-inch wheels, but on higher trims, you can get up to 24-inch wheels. The Tremor is also what gives us these orange accents on the wheels, badging, tow hooks, and fog light surround. Under the hood of this 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor is a 3.5-liter high-output EcoBoost engine that gives you 440 horsepower. This is the standard engine on the Tremor trim level, and it's available on the Platinum trim level, but there is a standard engine 3.5-liter EcoBoost that gives you 400 horsepower. That is the standard engine for all the other trim levels. We are inside the brand new 2025 Ford Expedition, and I think you can see where I'm about to start. It is this massive 24-inch driver display screen. Now this screen is fully customizable and it will show you anything that you want to see up here. So obviously we have your speed, lane keep assist. You can see when you're doing your adaptive cruise control, that's where you're going to be looking at that. You can also display other things on the middle here, like your fuel economy, that kind of thing. And there's also a maps section. So the maps will pull up on this dash so that you can have a seamless driving experience, so that you aren't looking down here. You're just looking closer to the road on this huge display screen. So things can be set here for your preferences by using the steering wheel controls. So this kind of acts like a little keypad or like a little touchpad. So once we move it around here, it's responding up here. So we can adjust a couple of things like the steering wheel placement just by, following the prompts up here. We can also adjust the pedals. And this is also on the other side where you're going to be doing your adaptive cruise control. So you just have to kind of follow the prompts. So you can set how far away you want to be from the car in front of you. And then obviously clicking to set. And then also you can turn on and off your lane keep assist with this touchpad as well. And speaking of the steering wheel, this is also a brand new design for the 25 model year. It's got a flat top and bottom, kind of a polarizing thing. So be sure to tell us what you feel about it in the comments below. Do you like the new steering wheel, or is it not your vibe? Also in the middle, you're going to have this 13.2 infotainment screen. And in here, you're going to have everything that you would typically see, like your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but in here is also where you're going to customize a couple of things on your 24-inch driver display. So just by clicking this button here on the bottom, you can display the fuel economy up here in this middle section, your gauges, your tire pressure. You can have what's on the radio up there. There's just a lot of different things, or you can also choose to have nothing. Another thing that you can do on this screen is when you're parked, you can actually access YouTube and watch full videos here. And you can access your climate control. This is the only way to do it on this bottom half. So you can control the front and the rear, and obviously click on what your preferences are. And also the heated steering wheel and heated and ventilated seats are available on this little strip of digital screen as well. Another thing that you can do in this display is really make this Expedition your own by adjusting the ambient lighting. So you just go to this car icon, go to lighting, go to interior, and you can change the color of this light strip and all the way on the doors and even in the back seat to whatever color you want. Underneath this screen, you're going to have your gear shifter here in the middle and your volume adjuster, as well as some hard buttons here for your auto start and stop, your hazards, and your 360 camera. Down here we have a couple of cup holders and this area for your wireless charging, which is kind of slanted and pointed towards the driver, which I really like. Sometimes I feel like those wireless chargers are just lost in the abyss. Here you have your Pro Trailer knob and a little bit of extra storage, as well as a USB-C and a USB port. And you can cover this all up if you'd like. The middle console here is pretty large. You have an extra little tray up here for change, and then a lot of space underneath here. Actually goes pretty far back, and there is 2 USB-C ports in here and an old school cigarette lighter. But the real standout of the middle console is the sliding middle console feature. So that gives us a little bit of space up here for anything that you might want to kind of hide or just store. That it's actually pretty large. And then this also gives your second row passengers access to the back 2 cup holders, so little arms can reach that a little bit easier. And there's what seems to be a little insert for maybe an iPad to be held here. So the middle console is full of little tricks. The seats on the 25 Ford Expedition Tremor are real leather, and they are heated and ventilated, and as you can see, they have the orange stitching to go with the Tremor orange accents. Some trim levels of the 25 Expedition are even massaging, so be sure to look for that if you are looking at a higher trim level like Platinum or King Ranch. Moving back to the steering wheel, we do have a heated steering wheel here, but something else that I wanted to talk about is that Ford has made their fully autonomous driving system, Blue Cruise, available on 90% of the trim levels. So most trim levels are going to be Blue Cruise capable. And if you have not tried Blue Cruise or some other type of autonomous driving, you have got to come to Jeff Belzer's to try it out, because it is a really cool experience that you just can't even explain unless you're sitting here in the driver's seat. Also on this Tremor trim, we're going to have a 10-speaker B&O sound system, and you can see that there are speakers up here next to this big display screen all along the dash. Ford really thought about their second row passengers when they did the 25 Expedition redesign. So these seats are bucket seats. They are heated and they are large and they are comfortable. They have huge armrests, which is really nice for your passengers, and on each of them they have the lower anchors for the car seats and the anchors on the back of the seats as well. On the back of the driver and passenger seat, we have 2 USB-C ports, and the reason why I think they did that was because on some trim levels on the back of the headrest there is a phone or tablet holder. That's not available on this one that we're looking at today, but I think that's why they have that in the back of the seat versus the middle console where they usually are. Speaking of which, this is where you're going to be accessing your climate control, and your heated seats buttons are here. Down here we have a traditional outlet. The second row is available as a bench seat configuration, And Ford does it right where they put each of their seats on different tracks. So if you had the bench seat and you wanted to remove the middle seat to create your own bucket seat situation, you could. But today we're just looking at the buckets. The 25 Ford Expedition has one of my very favorite features, the car seat tilt. So to access the third row, you can do so without having to fold this seat down entirely and remove a car seat. You can keep a car seat installed, press this button, and it just tilts the seat forward a little bit so you can easily get in and not have to worry about taking that car seat out. I'm here sitting in the third row of the 2025 Ford Expedition, but you might think that I'm in the second row because there's so much room back here. There's 36.5 inches of legroom, and you can see that I'm sitting here comfortably. My legs have a lot of room between my knees and the seat in front of me, and this is with the second row pushed all the way back. The third row passengers will also have a couple of ceiling vents up here, and each side will have cup holders. One has one cup holder, the other has two cup holders, but each side has two USB-C ports. And something else that's kind of fun about the Expedition third row is that they made this middle seat able to fold down by itself. Usually it's connected to one of the outboard seats, but if you need to put something in between here, you can fold this middle seat down by itself. And for car seats, you have two lower anchors on each outboard seat and three tether anchors along each of the back seats here. A feature that's on the third row of the Expedition that I haven't seen before is a power adjustable back seat. So there's a couple buttons on each side of the third row, and once you press them, it moves the back of this seat forward and backward. We've made it to the tailgate of the 2025 Ford Expedition, and a lot of fun tricks back here too. So Ford fully redesigned the back tailgate, and every single trim level and every single color will have this blacked out section on the tailgate. So this will be black on every Expedition in the 2025 model year. Now it's orange here because we are looking at a Tremor trim level, so that's something that will just stick with the Tremor. And the fun party trick that the 25 Expedition does that I am obsessed with is a split tailgate. So if you open it up, it's only going to open up 3/4 of the way. So this will act as a little buffer for anything that comes flying out at you, because I don't know about you, but every time I open my tailgate, I am praying that nothing is rolling down and hitting me right in the face. So you can lower this just by pressing this button, and it does it all by itself. And then you can actually use this. It holds up to 500 pounds, so you can tailgate here. You can put whatever you want on here. So we are looking at the Tremor trim level, which is only available in the standard Expedition size, but there's still a lot of room back here. We have about 4 feet, a little over 4 feet this way, and then from here until here, it's a little under 2 feet, but if you include this, we have just a little over 3 feet of length. And then over here on the side, we have 2 USB-C ports, which is really nice to see back here if you are tailgating or something. You've got a 12 volts and a standard outlet back here as well. On the other side of the trunk here, we have this light that you can turn on and off, and it's actually for the lights here on the tailgate. So if you watched our Bronco Sport video, you'll know that this is the same exact feature, and you can move these so that you can, project the light this way or that way, wherever you need your lighting, but they're really, really bright, so it's nice. And then underneath here, we have your electronic controls to put the second and third row down, and then the third row up electronically. And there's also a tiny little cubby space over here. With the third row seats down, you're going to have about 70 cubic feet of cargo space. So to close this tailgate, you have to do it separately. So there's a button here for the bottom half, and a button up here for the top half. All of the 2025 Ford Expeditions will come standard with the Ford Co-Pilot 360 Assist 2.0, and that is just a fancy word for a bunch of safety features standard. So what's included in that is a 360 camera, the blind spot alert lane keep assist, and Pro trailer backup, and adaptive cruise control, front and rear parking sensors, auto high beams, and a lot more. Also on the Expedition and on most of Ford's lineup, they have the keyless entry keypad. So this is just a keypad here that you can customize to whatever numbers you'll remember, so that you can leave your keys in the car and lock it, and then just unlock it with these numbers. So that's really nice to not have to carry an extra thing in your pocket or in your bag. The 2025 Ford Expedition is really changing the large SUV game with its great redesign on the outside and the inside, as well as all the fun features that we discussed today. Come to Jeff Belser's Ford in New Prague today to check it out for yourself, and make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and like this video so that you can see more vehicle tours. We'll see you next time.